Hello, pre-Kers. This week in your package that we send from our school, you're going to get a book called Shapes. This is a story about shapes that you might find in a museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's a great big museum in New York City. We are not going to go to the museum, but we're going to look at some of the pictures that we find in the museum. Museums are a place where you keep things that you would like people to see that are special to you. In school, our museum is our board in the hall. The board in the hall is where we hang pictures that we want people to see. We put our snowmen in the hall, we hung on leaves in the hall and pictures that we made. So this museum has some beautiful pictures that we're going to look at and see if we can find shapes. Oh, it starts with beautiful shapes. I see a square and a circle. I see a rectangle and a triangle. Look at those shapes. Do you see any shapes? The name of the story is Museum Shapes. Museum Shapes. What shape decorates the harlequin's costume? A harlequin is sort of like a clown. What shape decorates the harlequin's costume? I think they're talking about this shape, the blue and black shape that make a repeating pattern. I see a repeating pattern on the harlequin's costume. What shape do you think that is? Square. It's a square. It has 4 sides, and they are all the same size, a square. Other squares in the museum are a frame for a picture. Oh, this is a piece of art that is 2 squares, green and orange. This one looks a little bit like a chessboard. It has a repeating pattern of squares with little circles in the middle. And here's a square right in the middle of that piece of art. Square. We have squares in our classroom. Let's look and see. There's a square, a purple square. Here's a block that we have in the classroom that's square. It has 4 sides that are all the same length. And here's our orange square from our pattern blocks. Square. Let's see what the next shape is. What shape is the wheel in this picture? Think about that. What shape? Oh, here it is again. What shape is that? It's round, so it is a circle. Here's a beautiful circle and another circle. This one has lots of circles. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this circle is made out of flowers. That's very beautiful. Let's see if we have some circles on our table. Here's our purple circle from our pattern blocks and a beautiful blue circle. A circle has really no corners at all. It just goes around and around and around. This circle is the top to a jar, maybe a peanut butter jar. There's another circle. I love circles. Let's see what our next shape is in this museum. What shape are the flags in this picture? Here's a flag. Here's a flag. Look, the flags have 4 sides like a square, but they're not all the same size. They have 2 long sides and 2 shorter sides. What shape is that? A rectangle. A rectangle is sort of like a stretched out square. Here's a rectangle frame. And these people are carrying rectangles. A door is a rectangle. And envelopes that you mail things in are rectangles. In our classroom, we have lots of rectangles. We have the block that we use for the phone. Phones are a rectangle. We have our domino blocks. They're a rectangle. They have 4 sides, 2 long and 2 short sides. There are some rectangles from our classroom. I bet you can find rectangles at your house. What shape is this man's hat? Look at this funny hat. Do you think you would wear a hat like that? That hat is the same shape as this. Let's see what shape that is. A triangle. A triangle has 3 sides, and this triangle has 3 sides that are all the same length. Some triangles have shapes. This one has a shorter top and longer across the bottom. This is the top of a door. Here are triangles. Ooh, the sails on this ship are triangular. They're triangles. And this is a quilt made with triangles. Let's see what triangles we have in our room. We have our block that's a triangle that we use in the block corner. We have another little green triangle that's one of our pattern blocks, and a large yellow triangle. 3 triangles. I wonder if you can find triangles at your house or maybe outside. When you're outside, look and see if you see triangles anywhere. What shape is the woman's mirror? She's holding a mirror in her hand and combing her hair. And this is not a circle that is round, exactly round. It's a little bit different. It's sort of like a stretched out circle. It's called an oval. An oval. People's faces are mostly rather oval. Oh, they did lots of faces that were oval. And here's a frame that's oval, and 2 more people in oval frames. Let's see if we have some oval things in our classroom. Oh, look at this. This is the black hat from the family life area. It has an oval top and an oval at the bottom. And this is oval. This is in our classroom. It's oval. It's circular but stretched out. And the dish that we use in the family life is oval. So lots of beautiful oval things. This one reminds me of an egg. An egg is oval, like the letter E, egg. That's an oval. Let's see what comes next in our story. Oh, what shape is the opening in this cliff? Look at this. It's called an arch. Let's see. Arch. It goes up and around and is flat on the bottom. And lots of times you see arches in buildings or bridges. Look at all those arches. Here's another bridge that's an arch. Arches are a good way to make things go over. So here's the water, and it goes over the water. Let's see what we have for arches in our classroom. Here's an arch that we have that kids like to use in the block area. There are 2. And then we have a rainbow that's made of arches. A red arch and an orange arch and a yellow arch and green and blue and purple. All arches that when pushed together make a rainbow. I love arches and I love rainbows. Let's see what our next shape is. What shape is the moon? The moon. Can we find the moon in this picture? Here it is, right up at the top. The moon. Let's see. What do they call the shape of a moon? A crescent. This is a crescent. It's part of a circle. A crescent. And in these pictures, we see a crescent, part of a circle, a crescent. Here's the moon, and they show you that he's part of the circle, the moon. And here's a crescent. We have some crescents in our classroom. Well, here's one that we have. We have Mama's moon, the letter M, moon. And they made a crescent moon. And I made another crescent moon that we could see. It's part of a circle. What shape is on the baby's clothes? What shape is on the baby's clothes? It's this shape, it's sort of like two triangles put together. Does anybody remember what that shape is? Two triangles put together. It's a rhombus. A rhombus. Look at all these beautiful rhombus. Rhombus. That's right. I think we just have one rhombus in our classroom, and I have to get it because we didn't put it on the table. So I'm going to walk over and find a rhombus with our pattern blocks. Does anybody remember what color our rhombus is with our pattern blocks? Let's see if I can find one. I think it's right here. Here I go. I'll be right back. Okay, I found two. I found two rhombus. I'm going to put them on our table so we can see them. There are two blue rhombus. And you can see how they're two triangles put together. Rhombus. Oh, what shape is the man's book? He's reading a book that's the shape of a heart. Hearts are beautiful, aren't they? A heart. Here's someone holding a heart. Here's a card made with a heart. There's a heart on a chair. And a beautiful heart that's probably for Valentine's Day. Hearts are beautiful. I don't think I put hearts. Oh, here's a heart. Look at that. My special cup with hearts on it that a friend gave me for Valentine's Day. Hearts. What shape is the angel holding? What shape is that? A star. Stars are beautiful. A star. This person has stars on her clothes. And here's a star in the middle. Oh, this is an amazing star. This star is made with triangles. Let's see if we can find the triangles. There's a triangle, there's a triangle, and here's another triangle. They put all the triangles together to make a star. I didn't have a star on the table, but I think people know what a star looks like. This is the end of our story about the museum. Let's look one more time and see if we can find some of the shapes from the museum on our table, things that we use in our classroom. We have an oval hat and an oval tray. We have triangles, our pattern block triangle and a big yellow triangle. We have rectangles from the block area, and our phone is a rectangle. We have squares from our room, a purple square that feels really good, and our blocks and our pattern block. We have the blue rhombus that we had to go find. Blue rhombus. We have our crescent moon for the letter M, our crescent moon. We have circles. Circles are round, beautifully round. The oval is round, but it's a stretched out circle. We have hearts that people give each other to say, I love you. We have arches from the block area and our beautiful rainbow arches. And we have hexagons. Hexagons have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a hexagon from our pattern blocks. Thank you for listening to the story about shapes. I think if you look in your world, in your house, and in your neighborhood, you can find lots and lots of shapes. And if your mama would like to take a picture of a shape and send it to me, I would love to see the shapes that you find. Thank you, Pre-K.